friends, and welcome again to another Echocalypse video!
So we got a new unit that is introduced to our Pokédex and we can add it now, and it counters Akira. I didn't think that they will drop a unit that will counter a previous released unit immediately, and this unit actually needs to be a little bit invested in, so if you save to get it, it's not bad. It's one of the best units and it replaces Pan in some situations, or you can play them together because of the functionality that they do. And it's Brown with her also. Lovely event which I will be trying to play a little bit and show you how it goes. Now first of all, I want to summon on her and dump all my resources just to get a copy of her at least. As you see, we got shafted on Akira's banner and I didn't get anything, so now I'm gonna go and try to summon for her and hopefully we can get one copy of her. Now of course we got Lindel featured back, and I advise everybody to go and summon for her. I'm doing this just to get my one copy of her. One copy is really good actually to help you survive and tank with her passives. We'll be showcasing all of her skills. And of course we have Chiyu back again, and I recommend if you don't have a copy of her, maybe you can get a copy of her. Now first of all, we're gonna go and summon for her. Hopefully we can get one copy of her, and that's what I want. If not, I'm not just gonna summon on her again and we're gonna skip because we're gonna do this fast. Oh, good amount of SR characters, which is really good. Another temple, hopefully we can get her. Nothing, don't get me to the pity, come on, 50 more. Can we get her in this multi, please? And did we get her? Is that Ace Rise? And yes, that's Brown. We got our copy of Brown. Absolutely fantastic. That's really good. And that's it. I didn't get anything else, not even an SR. Hey, let me go and summon everything that I have here. Hopefully I can get her because I love this character. And this character is pretty broken for me. Her and Yora. If you want to build some good carries, Lindel and Yora is your option and way to go. Don't continue and summon on Aiken if she gets again a banner. I don't recommend it. I don't highly recommend it. She's not worth it for what I know. And we're gonna summon for the weapon for her vibration arms for Brown also. For her Brown, her weapon is really good and we'll be talking about it. So let's go and do some summons, and here we go. Did we get it? Yes, we got it. And that was that fast, that easy, so we got that, and we're donezo with the summons. Modulation star, of course, if you summon for vibration arms, you get a lot, and if you use some diamonds, you're gonna go and progress. Plus do your dailies, you're gonna progress in this and get the rewards that you want. And you can get 20 more if you continue and summon on the modulation arms, which is really good. I'm out of diamonds. I did everything just to get that character. And of course, you're gonna go to her event and claim all the resources after you get her, which is really good, and it will get us here. Upgrade. Okay, I'll do all the Pokédex shenanigans later. Let's go and talk about our new character, Brown. Where is she? She should be here somewhere. And here we go, Brown. Absolutely fantastic unit. Let me talk about her from the vibration arms because this is the place that I can actually see her links. So she's an East Rise unit, which is really good. It synergizes good with the East Rise. You know, East Rise just like Kiki, just like Pan and other units. So her links, she's a tank. First of all, so her links goes good with Nui. She gets a plus increase in 18% of HP. With Wadjet, she gets armor increase in 18%, so she reduces physical damage, and 25% in HP with Curry, and with Lumin, which we don't have right now, and with Dorothy, she increases her resistance by 18%. It means magical defense again for herself, which is really good. On Artifice, she gets damage reduction, block rate, crit resistance, dodge rate, block strength, crit reduction, and damage reduction. All defensive capabilities. She's a tank, and she's a protection unit because she gives shields. We'll talk about that. So if you get her to 1 star, East Rise team members, even if she's not deployed, they're gonna get 10% bonus in HP, 10% bonus in armor against physical damage the most, and 10% bonus in attack at 6 stars, which is good actually if you build her. And I recommend if you're going all in for her, she's a unit, solid unit that will stay for the end of the game until we find a better tank that will provide buffs, remove buffs, dispel, and protect you from control effects and give you shields. Plus she's gonna buff you and strip rage and will not be affected by rage reductions because she counters this. But before we continue and talk about Brown, a quick word from our today's sponsor, App Gallery. App Gallery is Huawei's app store with lots of advantages and promotions like discounts, coupons, cashback, and many more. Valid for all Android phones and emulators such as BlueStacks and other applications. It's not only exclusive for Huawei Mobile, so you can get your money's worth with App Gallery promotions. So first things first, install App Gallery using the link below, then install the updated HMS Core. Next, create your Huawei ID. This is an important promotion that is valid for users with European region in App Gallery. And yes, even if you are in different regions like the US or SEA, you can still use European region as in your settings and you can continue and take advantage of the promotions. Next, delete the current game and download Echocalypse from App Gallery. And yes, you can keep the progress with GT Arcade and Facebook. And finally, open the downloaded game from App Gallery and purchase the packages that you desire. You can pay with PayPal as well. The cashback offer and Huawei Point will appear automatically in your payment page for added convenience. Let me explain to you the Echocalypse campaign. You can get up to 65% off, 50% off with coupons, 15% with cashback and Huawei Point, and get 15% back in Huawei Points in all game purchases. For example, if you spend 100 euros, you will get 15 euros back in Huawei Points that you can purchase in the games. For the VIP program, you can get up to 1620 euros in discount coupons every single month. If you spend more than 500 euros, you can claim the first coupon of 50 euros. And finally, remember to join App Gallery's Discord for help and more promotions and to participate in the upcoming many giveaways. And lastly, thank you for App Gallery for sponsoring this video. All the links are down in the description below for App Gallery. If you want to know how to install it, how to use it, everything is there. You can go and check it out. And thank you again for App Gallery for sponsoring the video. So first of all, let's talk about her passive. Her passive is very nice, very simple. Many told me that they didn't understand what it is going about with her passive. It's straightforward. She gets 3 core buffs or passives that she will go and use them when she reaches some certain levels in the game. So Brown protects the Yorozuya with all her might, activating 3 different powers under different circumstances. At the start of the battle, this passive at the start of the battle will always be happening, okay? All allies will reflect 30% of the damage received and gain a shield equal to 30% of max HP. The shield value will not exceed 1000% of Brown's attack, which is huge actually. If you build her on full attack, this will be a huge shield actually. And the only way that you can strip it is things that go through shields like true damage or stripping the shield or going damage through the shield, like somebody like Lindel. Lindel will be perfect to counter that, but 30% will be reflected to the enemy of the damage that you take. It means you will see her in the damage numbers that she's dealing a lot of damage, not because of her, it's actually the shields that she provides are reflecting 30% of the damage. If you take 100 damage, you're gonna reflect 30 of it. That's really good. For each power activated, all allies gain shield equal to 20% max HP and reduce enemy damage bonus by 30% for 3 rounds. So every time she activates these things, the full wave, the adorned, the activation, and it will tell you how they activate it. So every time they activate, you gain shields. So playing her with somebody like Dorothy, every time you cast an ultimate or a skill with your units, you're gonna gain a shield. Every time you activate something with her, you're gonna gain a bonus shield. And this bonus shield will reduce the damage taken by 30% for 3 rounds. Not only 1 round or 2 rounds, 3 actual rounds, which is absolutely huge, depending on her max HP. So building her on max HP is the way to go, specifically with all of her kit. Now building her on attack, yeah, the damage will be absolutely crazy that you reflect, but you will not survive that much if the shields are low. But there's scenarios that you can play with. Sometimes you want to put gears, attack gear on her. Sometimes you want to put HP gears on her, and I highly recommend playing HP gears on her. So full wave, what does it do? When Brown receives a control effect for the first time, she takes note of it and becomes immune to it, so she will not get freeze, stunned, or whatever. And this will activate the 30%, the 20% of her max HP as a shield, and 30% reduction in bonuses in damage from the enemies. Every time you do this, every time she activates one of her passives, you're gonna get this. So I'm not gonna talk about it again. Adorned. When Brown Rage is reduced for the first time, she recovers the lost rage, so she doesn't get affected by reduction before her next action, and additionally recovers 2 points of rage for everybody on the field, on your allies, on your team. Absolutely insane. This is why we're not playing Audrey anymore on the lineups it doesn't need to be working, because Audrey, it's a percentage that you give the backline some rage, but this one, she will 100% get something to get her controlled, or something that reduces the rage, either from Neolith or other characters that do that. If you see a Brown on the enemy team, never play anything related to reducing rage, or you'll be absolutely effed. Now, Wonder Hands. When overall ally HP falls below 80%, so overall ally, when overall ally HP, the overall, it doesn't mean when one character falls below 80%. The entire team is 100%. If they all drop to 80%, not all of them, but the total, like one is at 10%, one at 50, one at 70, the calculation of it drops below 80% in general. Brown removes 3 removable buffs from all enemies. It means she stripped them from the buffs that they have. It means it will allow you to not receive so much damage or take a lot of damage. The buffs, maybe some buff, it would give him 100% with Levia, like damage. It stacked the buff. It will get removed, and now you can survive a little bit longer. Basically, unbelievably great passive as for any character. This is one of the best passives in the game, in my opinion. Now, her active is pretty straightforward. Brown elegantly swings her scissors, dealing magic damage of 64% of attack to all enemies in the front row, with a 20% chance to remove 1 attribute buff from each target. It means there's a 20% chance. The damage is not that's crazy, but it's relatively okay for a tank. But she removes, there is 20% chance to remove from everybody that got hit, all of these targets in the front line, to get 20% to remove their buffs. Whatever the buff is, she can remove it. Now, I don't know if shields are considered buffs. Only if unit says, when upon giving this shield gives a buff, it will be removed. But shields so far are not removed by this skill. Now, if you get it to 4-star, it will be 100% chance to remove 1 attribute buff, which will be a great unit to strip enemies from buffs. Absolutely insane. She's one of the few units that does this in the game. Now, her ultimate. Let's go and talk about her ultimate at 0 stars. So Brown waves her sleeve and grant all allies additional damage reduction for active attacks, damage equal to 15% of Brown max HP. It means active attacks. It doesn't mean skills or passives. It means only these, the one that are active from the enemies. She will reduce the damage of them by 15% of her max HP, lasting until the next time an enemy take an action. It means they do an active again. Also grant additionally effects when one of Brown divine triplicate powers are activated, which is her passives. Every time one of them activate, you will get something. So if the first one activate, the second one, the third one, every time she will activate the Broad Heart. Additionally takes effect for all allied units, removing a control effect from them. It means she will cleanse you from control effects like freeze, stun, charm, whatever it is. And additionally has a 30% chance making the effect rebound to the corresponding case, just like what Ferentia does, but this time without burn, without any specifications. She has a 30% when you get stunned, she remove it and get them to be stunned, the enemies back, which is absolutely crazy. Now, this goes better on, I think, 5 stars. So at 5 stars, an additionally 60% chance to make it rebounds, and then she gets another passive when you unlock. So this passive works actually when you unlock, when a passive of her triggers, and another one also occurs, which is the Fixer Upper, because now she's at 5 star. Additionally has a 45% chance to exchange rage with the corresponding enemy if allies rage is lower than the enemy. So if you're in front of an enemy, not Brown but any other unit, and they are 2 rage and the enemy is 3 rage, they can exchange or swap that with 45% when she activates a passive, which is absolutely huge. Now, what's the most huge and why you need her at 7 star? Because at 7 star it goes to 100% a chance. When Fixer Upper is activated, allies have 100% chance to exchange with the enemy. Given that the ally has lower, that's what we talked about. Wonder Hands, the third passive that she does with her ultimate, when she triggers any kind of passive, is Wonder Hands. Additionally grants allies an additional 100% chance to absorb 20% of attack and defense from all enemies for 3 rounds. It means they buff themselves from 20% of their attack and 20% of their defense. It means the enemy gets minus 20% defense, minus 20% attack. You're gonna get 20% attack and 20% defense. It means the gap between you and them is 40% attack and 40% defense, which is absolutely huge. This is not a small number, this is a broken number. And this is what makes her the most broken tank in the game, just specifically with her kit, shenanigans aside. Now let's talk about her gear, or about her vibration arm, the Shadow Cutter, which have a spell named Seamless Fit. So at level 1, Brown planning flawlessly, okay? When she casts her skill, each divine triplicate power that is activated, we have 3 passives on her passive. If anytime one of them is activated, grant all allies an additional damage reduction for active attacks damage received by 30% of Brown attack, lasting until the next time they take an action, just like her auto attack. But this time her auto attack is 15% and this one is 30%. It stacks up together. It gives you a 45% bonus from their active attacks. Now at, I think, level 3 at 2 stars, it goes no, here we go, at 3 stars. So at level 4 at 3 stars, at the start of the battle, the healing effect received by Brown increases by 20%, lasting for the entire battle. It means she amplifies the healing that gets to her. The more that you build her, her weapon, the more that she gets that. I think at 5 stars, yeah, at level 6 at 5 stars, it goes to 30%, which will make her absolutely immune to death by healers that you have on the team. Specifically if you play somebody like Chiraha on your team and you don't want to play anybody else, she gets the shield and she gets buffs and she buffs. She is immune to rage, immune to control effects. Absolutely a favorite, unbelievable tank. Absolutely a crazy tank. I think you should summon for her if you want to build a good team with a solid tank. She's the one to go. Absolutely a fantastic unit. Her art is great, and they dropped something in the mall. Of course, they dropped an art for her. Am I mistaken? No, here we go. Absolutely adorable. This is a good art, actually. No, just straight up a bunny. Bunnies are appreciated everywhere. I hate this art. I don't know why. This one is absolutely fantastic. This is just me. Everybody have their own preferences. And yeah, that was it for the video.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.